So we are Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy. I like to say we take the students of today and we build them up to be the leaders of tomorrow in college, career, and military. Underneath that, we have public service with JROTC. We have business and industry with Career Institute, NIFTY, marketing, culinary arts, and graphic design. We have our arts and humanities with art, dance, band, theater, choir, orchestra, world language, and English lit. We have our STEM and NAF academies. We have our engineering, IT, hospitality, and health sciences. And finally, we've got our P-Tech Early College, specializes in early childhood education and criminal justice. Tonight, I'd like to highlight our P-Tech Early College. As y'all came into the meeting tonight, you watched a really awesome video of our kids in action, our academy in action. So I'd like to delve deeper into what P-Tech is all about. So Bryan Adams P-Tech. P-Tech stands for Pathways to Technology Early College High School. Key thing is we are an early college high school that has two specific pathways. That's in teaching, early childhood education, and then in criminal justice. Students are striving towards getting the associate's degree or 60 college credit hours. What's great for parents is that textbooks, tuition, Lane, you know this, free of charge, right? They're getting this awesome experience free of charge, but it's more than just getting the experience of getting college credits. It's also getting that experience of either within teaching or criminal justice. So delving into that a little bit more, one thing that our kiddos get are letters of intent. So for instance, our kiddos who are in the education pathway get a letter of intent from Dallas ISD HCM. Say, if you take care of XYZ, then you have a job waiting for you in Dallas ISD as an educator. That is incredible, right? So all of this goes towards not just getting the college credits, but it's also getting this experience to help them towards that career. And part of helping them towards that career are awesome industry partners. We have quite a few. We have Dallas ISD Early Learning. We have Dallas ISD Human Capital Management. But we also have the Dallas Zoo and iStation. iStation creates these very engaging, intuitive online platform for kiddos. And then finally, we have the Dallas Police Department, okay? In addition, we are partners with specifically two colleges. So Texas Tech, and one that we just became partners with, Texas A&M University Commerce. Imagine your kiddo who wants to be in early childhood education or in criminal justice, getting an associate's degree and being able to finish up right after BA at Texas Tech or Texas A&M University Commerce. Imagine being able to do that. That's what Bryan Adams is all about. So very excited about the opportunities that our kids get. Not only are they engaging with professors right in their freshman year all the way through their senior year, they're also getting that opportunity of being able to engage with awesome industry partners. So we have a lot of, as y'all seen before, wonderful pathways within Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy. And I'm going to charge each and every one of y'all, every time I see y'all, I'm going to go over not just the Leadership Academy, but specific pathways. I'm also going to come to y'all with a challenge. So what is Mr. Bot's challenge for DBA tonight? What could it be? I got one for you. Y'all ready? So here's my challenge to you. I want to show off every single awesome program here at Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy, but I also want to do it at our two awesome middle schools, as well as all of our feeder elementary schools. And this is how you can do it. We have what's called the BA Spirit Parade. It's on October 23rd, starting at 9:30. We want all organizations from every single feeder to join us in this awesome parade. The last day to fill out the form is October 15th. And the parade form is tiny.cc/21BA parade. When you go there, you'll be able to put in the group name, the affiliation, etc. It's a really great opportunity to have a parade. Who doesn't like to have a parade? But more than that, it's going to show off all of the great programs that we have from elementary all the way through Bryan Adams and then beyond. So very excited about this feeder pattern. Very excited about this parade. Again, my challenge to each and every one of y'all, all principals, everyone else on the call, let's make sure that we represent at this parade. Again, that's tiny.cc/21BA parade. I'm going to put all this information in the chat, and I'm going to open it up for any questions that y'all have for me.
Would you like us to have a float for just Gaston, or do you want to encourage us to have like our different sports teams, our different student groups, so that there's tons of them?
We want you to feature every program that you can think of on your campus. When they see that those BA or Gaston floats go by, they'll know everything that goes on with Gaston, as well as all of our other feeder pattern. In terms of this year, it's free of charge. You just have to complete the tiny.cc/BA or 21BA parade. I put it in the chat for y'all. I'm also putting the slide deck that I just presented in the chat. What other questions do y'all have, DVA?
Mr. Bott, could you clarify again what a float is? You don't have to make something like we saw in the illustration. While that would be awesome.
It would be
could this
cool,
just
right?
be a group walking down the street?
Yes. So that is clarified on the form. Some do, certainly, and some have the floats. You know, I got to go to the state fair this past weekend, and I got to see their little parade in there. So having a float really does add a lot to it, but part of those floats were people walking and being able to hold awesome signs and have a lot of fun. We just want to have every program from every single one of our feeder within this.
Quick question about the Leadership Academy. So P-TECH is just one part of that, correct?
Yeah. Absolutely. So every student at Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy is underneath the Leadership Academy. The culminating project at the end of their experience at Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy is a college career and military portfolio defense. And what they're doing is they're using those awesome experiences through what's called PAs or performance assessments. There's experiences through those PAs to defend that they truly are ready to be leaders in their next stage of their life. The pieces that they use to back that up, to support, is within all of our academies underneath the Leadership Academy. Every student at Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy is underneath the Leadership Academy. They're using these experiences within these pathways to support becoming those leaders in this world.
Awesome, thank you. That makes so much more sense to me. I'm sorry, Michelle, was that you?
Yeah, hey. So every student will fall under, obviously, the Leadership Academy, but will fall under one of these, you know, arts and humanity or STEM or business and industry. Every student will fall under one of these. Is that correct?
That is correct. These are called endorsements.
Endorsement.
So your eighth graders moving up into ninth grade, they select an endorsement, and then they take classes to support acquiring that endorsement. That's with any high school, but for us, we have these special academies. We've actually added another academy this year that I did not put in here, and it's called our UT On-Ramps Academy. So this is our inaugural year with our UT On-Ramps, and these are students that are taking courses through the University of Texas at Austin. They take the teachers here on campus assist them, and they're taking it through a professor through the University of Texas.
Okay.
Oh, and also, Mr. Bott, so, and I'm guessing, but please confirm for me that you may be in the business and industry path, but you may also be in the band, even though that's not your pathway, or sports or whatever.
And I think that's a really important aspect of BA. So students who are in the P-TECH early college, they can also be in band. In fact, we want that. And that's what's going to develop a well-rounded leader, right? Being able to take college courses, but also be part of cheer, right? Have those other experiences. That's what we want for our kiddos. That's how they become well-rounded.
Okay, so and then thinking of this like in the way that, going to college. So let's say I went to Texas A&M, and then within Texas A&M we have various colleges. And so this is kind of like thinking of the Leadership Academy as the college, and then public service, business industry, P-Tech, arts and humanities, STEM. Those are all like colleges within the university. So they're kind of already got a university mindset, correct?
That is what we're building here at Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Principal Bott, my name is Erin Melendez. I've got a 7th grader at Robert T. Hill and 2 kiddos at Martha Turner Riley.
Whoop,
I was
whoop.
one. Yeah.
Hi, Erin.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm on my way to a Hill softball game, so apologize for not being on camera.
Go girls.
I had heard that there was a track at Bryan Adams for a biomedical track, or possibly a medical, or en route to being a doctor, something like that, or nursing. Is that true? Could you expound on that, please? And also, I had a second question. When they participate in P-Tech or one of these other college credit programs through the high school, what percentage of their high school experience is actually off campus? Are they doing their last 2 years off campus? Are they going back and forth? How does it look day to day?
These are awesome questions. Y'all are bringing it, DBA. I love it. So let's start with the NAF Academy, and that's with health sciences. So students are trying to become what's called NAF track certified. So we have specific NAF courses within health sciences each year that the kids take. In addition, they're getting an internship within health sciences. And by doing each of those pieces, they become what's called NAF track certified. If you're NAF track certified, then you're on an elite list that companies, organizations, et cetera, they're going to be going towards you first to be able to hire. So that's within our NAF Academy. And here in a moment, I put a really nice resource in the chat that you can see more about our NAF Academies. And the other question was about early college, P-Tech. So our college partner for the years here at BA is Eastfield College. So what happens is the first couple years, the first 2 years of high school for students in the P-Tech, they're 100% at BA. The professors come over to BA to work with the kiddos. So for instance, our freshmen will be taking a college course, the second semester of their freshman year. The professor comes over to the campus. Same thing for the sophomore year. However, the junior year, they're going to have more opportunities over at Eastfield. We do still have professors here on campus, but they're also going to be taking college courses over at Eastfield's campus. So for instance, our kiddos in the early childhood field, they're taking the early childhood educational college course over at Eastfield this semester. Then the senior year, though, over 90% of their day is spent at Eastfield. So they're taking all their college courses is over at Eastfield. We have an assistant or we have a teacher as well as a coordinator who spends their entire day over at Eastfield progress monitoring and taking care of our seniors, our awesome seniors. The only time that they're going to be over here at BA is when they're taking their fine arts courses, the cheerleaders, our football players. One of our top football players who's going to go to a D1 school this year. He's phenomenal. He's about to graduate with his associates as well. So that's really that pathway towards being 90+% as you start small. Every year you add another course to be able to be over at Eastfield. And in the senior year, they're spending nearly their entire day over there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Principal Bott. This sounds amazing. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Great question. Others?
Principal Bott, Michelle Whitaker here.
Michelle?
So I have a question. Let's just paint the scenario of a student that's coming in as a 9th grader and has really no idea what he or she wants to do. Explain what that looks like. Do they talk to a counselor? Do they go into public service? Do they go into arts and humanities? What if they don't know? How is that handled? Like, what does that look like? because not every student knows what they want to do going into ninth grade. I know I certainly did not. I'm a, former BA alum, and back then it was just your traditional high school. You go into ninth grade and you just take your classes, and we didn't have to think about things like this as early. So describe, if you can, just quickly what that looks like for a student that says, I don't know, I'm just here at BA and help me. What do I do?
Yeah, so in my experience and the way that we're going to attack this is that you have to educate our 8th graders on what is at BA.
I have an eighth
And
grader.
it starts in November. Watch out, Hill and Gaston,
Okay.
for all that information coming out. Starts in November.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we have
pause. Hold on. What about Sanger? Will Sanger be getting that
oh yeah,
information?
Sanger
Because
too.
we're
I was
middle
about to
school
say
too.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
don't forget about Sanger.
Thank you. Yeah, don't
Absolutely.
forget about them.
No, I'm not going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start what we call our recruiting wars, so to speak. So all of these different academies have coordinators who work over them. And what they do is they get out the information to all of our kiddos as well as all of our schools. In previous years, we've been able to actually get into the campuses and work with the kiddos through advisory on educating them of what pathways we have here at BA that lead them to become those leaders through the Leadership Academy. So I think that really the key thing is that you're educating them and figuring out what is it that interests them the most. And then every year, what we do is we give each student an interest survey. What is it that they're most interested in? And we're able to match them up with the best academy for them. So some kiddos like, you know what, I'm interested in getting into medical. So at that point, we need to delve in deeper. What part of medical? Because there's pieces you can go towards being a doctor or nurse. So we do have our NAF Academy. We also have something called the Career Institute. And the Career Institute gives them the opportunity of getting certifications each year, and they get hands-on experience with a lot of different pathways. And again, I'm going to put all this in the chat. I put things in the chat for y'all so you can delve in deeper. So if you look here, you got tiny.cc/BA bulletin, but you also have the BA student site. So lots of really great resources, and those resources will continue getting into our awesome 3 middle schools.
And
Yeah.
also, everyone, I am
Principal
saving
Bott.
the chat, so we can get all the resources out to you. Go ahead.
As a follow-up to Michelle's question, at Robert T. Hill, we've got the STEM Academy. So children who participate in that program also take their regular core courses, the English, math, social studies, and such. Is that how it would work with the Bryan Adams Academy? You might go the medical track, but you still take English, math, the core courses with the other students, or are they segregated? How does it work? How is the departments or the academy set up? How are they set up?
Another really awesome question. So with our P-TECH early college, every freshman, for instance, is taking the same English teacher. Every freshman is taking the same math teacher, et cetera, right? For the rest of our kiddos, they're all taking their core classes in addition to their pathway courses. So for instance, if you're in the Career Institute, you're taking your core courses. And then as part of that, you're going over to our Career Institute and taking those elective pathway courses, CTE courses through the Career Institute. So they all take their core courses, but they're also, the key is what CTE courses, what elective courses. That's where you start to see these pathways take shape within a student schedule.
Okay, so my kiddo coming in as a 9th grader on the medical track will hang out with Michelle's kiddo going in on the not the lawyer track, but just another track. They will still take maybe core courses together and see their friends and that sort of thing.
And I think that right there is the most important piece. Every student is in an academy. It's called the Leadership Academy. We're all in this together. So while certainly students are taking different teachers and they're going down different pathways, this student over here is in Career Institute. This student over here is in the NAF Academy. This one's in UT On-Ramps. This one's P-TECH. They all come together underneath that umbrella of a Leadership Academy. We're all Cougar strong. We're all together in on this. So I think that's what makes Bryan Adams the most special.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
Something I would like to
Oh,
add
go
to
ahead.
that is, Michelle, based on your question too, is that at the middle schools, they have a course or through the advisory that the middle school start helping kids understand what careers exist out there, right? So doing career explorations, so they understand, hey, how this career is going and where this career is moving toward. I think for Aaron, for your question too, just to help understand that is that as our students are going into, like, pointing it to college, as the students are going through their courses, like for STEM, they still are going to have to take AP calculus, right? But the great thing is there's these Project Lead the Way courses, which really get them in more into the medical side. So they start to practice that medical terminology, understanding how the science works behind it, engaging in those projects, getting those internships, so that we keep our kids engaged in the STEM program. Because we know, especially if you're in, I was a biology major, those courses can be daunting and get a little bit, a little scary, as well as monotonous. And you don't see where you're at until you're a junior in college, where you get to start applying that level of skill. And so that's also intentional to keep kids involved in those spaces.
Thank you so much.
You said Project Lead the Way. That's it. Is my understanding correct that BA has the most comprehensive Project Lead the Way program in the district? I believe I've heard that through some other teachers.
I'm
So
noticing at Hill, she talks about Project Lead the Way a lot in our STEM program over at Hill.
Yeah, so
as well.
specifically, Project Lead the Way is through our NAF Academy. So over the last 2 years, we've had 2 additional NAF academies, and all of them are using the PLTW. It's really great. The training that the teachers get is quite comprehensive. So the experience that the kiddos get is quite rigorous, and it definitely points them towards being leaders in those particular pathways they choose.
Great. Okay. Last question from me. I'm sorry.
I
You
love it.
have a big, giant, brand new build at BA. What's the big debut on that? When is it opening? What does it include?
Yeah, so just giving a quick summary of what this looks like. So we're going through a $69 million transformation, to say the least. So we're getting a brand new, we've got a brand new front portion of the building, including 12 new classrooms, a brand new library, lots of really great resources, a college center that our seniors are already utilizing. Right now, we're leading the district. Mr. Castle, I want to make sure you hear this part. We're leading the district already, the college metrics that we can't lead with. And it's a big reason is because we have an elite space for that. So that's the front of the school. In terms of the front lawn, we're looking at January as the launch for that. So they're replanting everything, and then it's going to have this really great front space. In addition to that secure front vestibule that Mr. Mitchke was referring to before. And then let's go over to the Fine Arts Center. So anyone who's going to be in the fine arts, this is for you. So as you look at BA, right, to the left of it, you see this gigantic building going up right to the immediate left of it. So that's your Fine Arts Center. So we're proud to say that we're getting a new choir, orchestra, and band hall. We're also getting what is going to be one of the largest black box theaters in the entire state. I know that, Lane, you're interested in that, right? So, and then the auditorium's getting a complete facelift. So just imagine the really great activities and performances that we can have in there with those elite spaces. Then behind that space, you're going to have our new 2,000 seat gym. I'm not sure if any of y'all grew up and you had the opportunity of having a school where you had like a school-wide pep rally. I'm not sure if anyone had that. I had that, right?
We had it at BA.
There's nothing like it. And that's what your kiddos are going to get to experience. So you're like, well, okay, when is all this going to happen? When is this all going to be done? So the timelines right now, and we all know how things happen, but right now the timelines is in January. The entire front will be complete. We're looking at end of spring break for the Fine Arts Center to be complete. And then we're looking at mid to late summer for our gym to be complete. And the last piece is this, is that we've had renovations throughout the entire building. Definitely needed upgrades. What we like to say is like, we've matched what goes on inside the building with the exterior of the building. A lot of great things going on inside. Now it's going to be matching the exterior of it.
Hold that thought, Mr. Bott. Just want to announce to everybody, so we're just a few minutes up before the hour's up. As I said in the chat, I think this is an awesome discussion. So, you know, anybody that needs to drop off, we totally understand and value your time. Feel free. If you're a principal giving your updates, I think everybody's fine that you've definitely given your time here if you need to get going. But I will continue the meeting as long as anybody wants to stay on and discuss anything, just letting you know that.
I will say to y'all on the screen. So again, that culminating project, that culminating task for the Leadership Academy is that College Career and Military Portfolio Defense. And I'm not sure if any of y'all have actually had the experience of being part of a defense, being on a panel, but you can, right? So we're about to release the information on how you can be part of one of those panels. If you'd like to see what that looks like, if you go to my BA bulletin, I'm going to put it back in the chat one more time, tiny.cc/BA bulletin. Go to the bottom of it, check out that video. Because through that video, I'm going to be walking you through what the Leadership Academy is all about, but you're also going to be able to walk in on one of our senior portfolio defenses.
Mr. Bott, I know those are the defenses are usually in the spring. Will there be fall ones also? Is that what you're alluding to, or the spring?
So all of the actual CCMR portfolio defenses occur in the spring. However, our kids get an at-bat in December with what's called exhibitions. So the way that we're going to be attacking this is that, you know, the students, they begin by being able to see former exemplary defenses. They get those creative juices flowing, and then they get the opportunity of starting to build out either the defense website or their defense slide deck. And then they start building out the individual pieces. So like the skills that you're going to have in a defense is the ability to write a thesis statement. The thesis statement really answering that question, how has Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy helped me become college career military strong? So they get that thesis statement, and then what they have are what's called performance assessments. So imagine for those parents interested in having their students in one of our NAF academies, when they go in those courses, they get to engage in performance assessments. And they utilize those performance assessments to really prove, to back up that thesis statement they had at the beginning of the defense. So certainly y'all will be able to be on those panels in the spring, and kids get an at-bat in December. Other questions? Looking in the chat, we had one say, I got to sit on one of the student defense panel in March. I was impressed greatly by that. And think about this, that was during a pandemic, and it was phenomenal to be able to see the kiddos who had to be at home and still defend and defend deeply. That's what leadership is all about. We have all this going on around you, but being able to get this rich experience at Bryan Adams is still pointing them to be leaders no matter what. We are tenacious.
Love it. Well, Aaron, I see what you wrote in the chat there. That's awesome. Principal Bott would definitely love that. And one of the things, Lane, I don't know if you want to mention what we discussed with that suggestion of being able to start maximizing our opportunities with DBA to, I think Principal Bott kind of exemplified maybe what is needed now at this point in time, where we do have a lot of parents who are excited to be in the feeder pattern and want to stay in the feeder pattern and want to know what to look forward to. Do you want to kind of share what that feedback was and maybe the direction we would go with it?
Sure. Yeah. So we've been, kind of talking about where, like as Mr. Castle just said, where kind of DBA needs to go. We've done so much in the last 7-8 years, getting going in the direction we have. The schools are in better shape than they ever have been, and our involvement from our families. But we do still feel that, especially with Bryan Adams, Hill, and Gaston, that there are still families in the feeder that are still questioning, what's out there and where they should go, and frankly, looking at other opportunities outside the feeder. And so we just want to make sure that we're hitting our goal here of marketing the feeder to its fullest and making sure that everybody out there has no doubt of what we have going on. And so, perfect example is the presentation we just got from Mr. Bott. Like, we want to be able to have that, and now we recorded it. Megan, thank you for so much for that suggestion, because we can post it right to the DBA page, and even I'm thinking we could pin it to the top for a while, and let folks be able to that weren't here watch the presentation, know what it's all about. So we're looking at having a meeting, and I'm out of town next week. Anyone else that wants to run it next week? But other than that, I was thinking maybe in a couple weeks we could set up another meeting, sort of a subcommittee meeting on sort of the future of DBA. And what we're kind of thinking is having maybe alternating our meetings where we continue our strategy and success updates from our principals and our community members, but kind of rotate in with our 8-9 meetings a year, having presentation meetings like this one. And we can go all kinds of ways to make it as dynamic as possible. When we can meet in person, I'm thinking, one of these presentation meetings is not really a meeting format, but we all meet at the school and take a tour, and invite all of the families to show up there with us, and let's see what's going on, and not just the PowerPoints are great, but but if we can really smell and feel it right there in person, that'd be even awesome. So those are the kinds of things we'd like to talk about. But again, going back, our format that we've used so long, that's worked so well for DBA, we definitely don't want to minimize that at all, which is the strategies and successes that our principals have shared with each other throughout our meetings. So the thought would maybe be to have Gaston Hill BA presentations. Not sure how that'd be, if they would all get 15 minutes of meeting or 20, or one is a BA meeting, the next one's a Gaston, that one's a Hill. But again, we promote the heck out of that to our families, and we rotate every month on presentation meetings like this one and discussions. And then our other months, we're having our principal updates and our school updates to share strategies. So that's kind of, I think, we're sort of the direction we're thinking about maybe going in, where we can really hit the two-pronged approach of our marketing and our feeder, make sure we're doing what we can to get it out there. And then also the feeder schools working together to share what's working great and what could work even better. So yeah, so
that's a good balance.
So anyway, that's kind of a little nutshell of the idea that some of us been talking about. But what we need is everybody that's interested and that has a little bit of availability, that has good ideas, to meet with us so that we can brainstorm this out and lock this kind of plan together. And like I said, just to give everybody a little bit notice, I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks from tonight, I'll schedule another meeting around this time, if that still works for everybody. It's kind of in between you guys. Most of you that are staffers, you're out of school, but not quite too late into your evening. So that's what we're thinking. So thank you, Mr. Castle, for bringing that up.
Yeah, and I just want another piece too, while we've got Ms. Vega and the elementary principals, is creating the opportunity. The suggestion was also for our middle schools and high schools to go down to our PTA meetings when you all are having PTA meetings, and share that information with. We know not all parents are going to come to DBA, but they'll definitely go to a PTA meeting where their child is usually performing. But maybe they get a 5-minute snippet within a PTA meeting or something like that they can share what's going on, especially at those key times of the year. So as I heard from Ms. Freeman, Ms. Whitaker, And Aaron was just like, we want to know about this stuff. If our kids are 8th graders, we really want to know. If our kids are 5th graders, we really want to know what to look forward to. So I know that we'll have open house meetings as well, but that sometimes is another opportunity for parents to get those questions answered in a little more intimate space.
Yeah, definitely. If we can get out to if our middle school principals can get out to our feeder schools to do, a little bit just at the beginning of the year, when it's, momentum is strong and before choice surveys have gone out, and, people have to pick by January usually, that would be a great time to get to those. And then also, we know you guys are totally strapped in your time, but same thing with, as far as getting around to your schools, and it's just to say hello. And so I think that would be huge if we're able to work that out. And then of course, we also have when we're able to bring it back to be able to, we can only stretch that band and that bell so much, but when they're able to go and do the fight song and that kind of thing at the PTA meetings, that's always been really cool too. So yeah. All right. Well,
Tell you what, I want to
yeah, Mr. Bott, go ahead.
end with that piece. So I'm going to send out a form to all the principals, so you can request that I attend along with my team your PTA meetings. And if I attend, who else attends? My band too. You'll have that. You'll have them right there with me. So I'll send out that form ASAP, so that y'all can request that we attend your PTA meetings.
So does that mean that we can have PTA meetings outside
So
or inside?
from what and someone's gonna have to fill me in on the PTA meetings in elementaries and middle school. Are those virtual right now?
We are doing Zoom for general meetings at Hill.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're
Yeah.
on Zoom also.
But I'm perfectly happy to have a meeting outdoors or indoors or on a roof. I mean, whatever we can do to get people there.
We are holding board meetings in person at a more fun location and general meetings in Zoom. A little more reserved.
What about having the band like out in the mornings, like at morning arrival on a Friday
Heck yeah.
as the kids come in?
Absolutely.
That would be amazing.
fun.
Amazing.
So
At
fun.
all the elementary schools.
It's so fun.
Yeah, let
And
me
the
work with
bells
my
too.
assistant principal
Yes.
over fine arts through that idea for sure.
And I would say same for the middle schools, to bring middle school band or middle school cheerleaders or whatever out to the elementaries in the mornings.
Yes, here has a new,
Good idea.
he'll have a new cheer team. So we would, yeah, I think that's an excellent idea.
And if you need our cross country team to run around the school, they can do that too. They're big winners.
Our kids,
They're
yeah.
great. Yeah,
Champions,
very
champions.
impressed.
Yes.
Except Michelle, you have to put on the Hawk uniform again.
Oh, well. Wash it and I'll think about it. That thing smells like a giant bag of Fritos. So wash it and I'll think about it.
Okay.
Okay, so seriously, Michelle and I are PTA president and vice president over at Hill, and whatever the rules are for us to be able to have an in-person meeting, we'll gladly follow them. But as soon as, I guess, Mr. Castle, do you know when we can do something in person?
Yeah, so the fact that it's an after-school meeting, because we do have athletic facilities that people come in and they use. We've had the big Cougar kickoff event. I'm not sure if any of you all got to attend. Michelle was there. I saw her there.
Yeah,
so the
it was
Cougar
amazing.
kickoff event. So
It
if you
was
did
amazing.
something, if you do something to that event, to that extent, I think we can approve it. I'm holding my fingers right now because our numbers are starting to decline, are starting to go down. And so I think that, our hospitalization numbers, things like that are starting to decline. So the more that opens up, the more we can open up with some of these. But the outdoor activities after hours are things we can approve a little bit more of, for meetings and things like that. And that's, so the key is just following all the guidelines, right? Like still have to wear masks, social distance as much as possible, things of that nature.
Okay, and do I have to fill out some sort of ask or form in order to be able to hold that indoor meeting for approval?
If it's an indoor meeting for approval, that one, you'd still have to request it through the principal. Yeah, you'd still have to say, principal, can we do this? But in terms of that being approved, principals are being encouraged not to approve those. However, like I said, from an athletic standpoint, if you can go to a football field, the outdoor events are always going to be encouraged more than any indoor event will be.
Okay, and then Ms. Shaw, I have asked to get on the PTA board agenda meeting in order to relay some of the DBA information to that group. And then would also like to have us, tell them that, hey, we want to have Mr. Bott come and speak at one of our PTA meetings. And then I guess also see if we can't do one outside so that we can have the band come, because that would be amazing.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'd say
And I
anything, try to make plans for things after, like around closer to the end of October and November. And I think in terms of the way the numbers are going and what we're hearing from the Dallas County and things like that, we're going to be more inclined to approve those. So just like high schools are trying to get dances, Bryan Adams, you just got your dance approved today. Your contract was
just got done. Yep.
But it's going to be an outdoor event, right? It's an outdoor venue. It's a rooftop venue that they're using. But we're encouraging closer to the latter part of October.
Question,
No
Mr. Bott.
questions.
Do you know anything? It has nothing to do with the meeting tonight, but do you know anything or any information on Biddy Bells?
Let me get back with you that. I know we were going to post something on Facebook. Let me get exact information for you, Tina, on Biddy Bells. I'm actually about to call my assistant principal over fine arts about getting cheerleaders and band over at Arrival. So we'll post that on Facebook in the coming days.
And
Awesome,
I can give you another plug on that. So Biddy Bells, when my daughter was in 2nd grade, she participated in Biddy Bells. I think, yeah, maybe it was 3rd grade. Anyways, and that was the moment she said, I'm going to be and I'm going to be a bell.
Right.
I mean, and that was it. And she has no other plans in her mind. She is
Yeah.
a Hexter. I see Miss Shaw's smiling, but Piper's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to be a bell. So
Right.
she's sold on Hill because her brother's at Hill, and that's all it took.
That's
Yeah,
my
so-
one
Family is sold.
requirement of my daughter. She can do it. She can be an underwater basket weaver, but the one thing that she does want to do is be a bell. So it's awesome. And so that's, yeah, Avery's like shaking her head.
Let me ask this, because in conjunction with Biddy Bells, we've also done feeder pattern night principals, where you kind of like the kids can come in and they wear their school shirt or something like that, and they get to run on the football field with the kids. They might not get to do that this year, but maybe Biddy Bell night could be in conjunction with maybe a feeder pattern type night, right? Because parents would be there from all over. So maybe that could be something that's encouraged.
Yeah, I would love to get that back. I think we did that with you, Mr. Cass, when you were there. Not sure if we've done it well, but we had it, like, I think at a football game and a volleyball game. So that was a great idea where we encourage the whole feeder, come out that night, wear your shirt, see the cougar, get a hug, that whole bit back when that was. And so it was, that was really cool. We had a lot of, that was a really good thing to bring back.
Yeah,
I think also we could maybe encourage to have spirit gear sold across the feeder pattern, because I know Miss Ruiz sends her twins to Hexter in their Hill shirts. I mean, and that was pretty darn cute, y'all. And I can tell you, I think that's just really good, and it gets Hexter seeing, hey, Hill is here and they are part of the community and they're right down the road. And oh, look, Miss Ruiz believes in our system so much so that her own twins are right here down the street from her.
Agreed.
Yeah, and all the way down with the getting the Gaston side, get those Panther shirts out at all the feeders, PTA means as well. If we can find somebody, to sell, co-sell spirit, where that'd be awesome. Both sides, yeah.
Yeah, not to compete with the school, but it might help a little bit with the branding.
I'd like to say, as the PTA president at Larry D. Smith and a parent, I have 3 elementary kids, and they have, for their Spirit Day, they represent Bryan Adams, is what they wear. Therefore, they have 2 brothers at BA, so I've been in the feeder pattern for a very long time, and I've actually been with Mr. Shannon for 8 years. I want to do a feeder pattern T-shirt. I want to design it with all the schools, and then
Really
let
like that.
each school
Yeah.
promote it, and the funds that they make from selling their shirts at their schools, they would keep at their PTA. And it would help. I know everybody's been, pre-pandemic and everything, but I think most PTAs are really struggling trying to make funds and get back up to where we were. I'm also the PTSO president for Gaston Middle School. And let me just say, I have met Miss Mockler. I have met with her on meetings, and I just want to say welcome to our DBA, and I hope you stay with us for a very long time.
Thank you, Tina. And you've been so fun to meet with, and I'm so excited to be able to work with you. We'll keep it going.
Tina's a DBA jewel.
She's got real feeder pattern love. We talk about it every time she comes up. I love it.
Absolutely. On the chat one more time, I put the float sign up. It's a really great opportunity for us to get an at bat with this, to really come together. It's gonna be an amazing, amazing morning on the 23rd. So again, I put that in the chat.
Thank you,
Also,
Mr. Bott. Go ahead,
Mr.
Tina.
Shannon, if anybody wants to get in on the feeder pattern shirts with me, if they will send me a private message, or most of them probably know who I am already, or reach out to you and you can pass it along to me.
Sure. Yeah, I think that would be we really could use, it shouldn't just be you doing that. We could use some help on that. And we thinking about it's like one shirt, or is it like you've got your school kind of, front and center, and then the other schools kind of on the back or around there, like, so that, or,
Well, what we were thinking was
that's to be-
Bryan Adams would be on the front, because that would be our goal. That's where we're trying to reach, is keep our students in the Bryan Adams feeder. And we would list all the other schools on the back with their little mascot. So like they would say
Sure.
Hexter Hawks, or, Hill Highlanders, and kind of get it out there. That way we're all working kind of as a team.
So a flow chart on the back isn't what you're thinking?
I'm trying to keep it a little bit simple. I will tell you, I work part-time at Dallasy Sports, and please promote Bryan Adams Spirit Wear, because we are over flooded with it.
Will do. I think on that shirt, being able to bring it back together with the Leadership Academy, I'm trying to think like what that would look like. And we could even like maybe put this in front of some of our BA students too, to see.
I
like,
do have a sample.
leadership.
I do have a sample that I would be more than happy to share
Oh,
with
that'd
you,
be great.
Mr.
Yeah, could you?
Sure.
And then I know and I think BA is using it too. I know Riley and Hill for sure are doing the hashtag BA back to school, where BA is capital BA, and then CKTOSCHOOL is all lowercase. Mr. Bott, are y'all using that at BA too?
We use that one, and then the other one that we use probably even more is the BA Strong. But yeah,
Okay.
no, certainly we've used that one.
Yeah.
So we have that on our Hill shirts
That's
this
really
year.
All right. I will leave it up to the principals that are still with us. If you would like to give your updates, you can feel free. If you guys would like to get the heck out of here, I think we've had a wonderful meeting. It's up to you.
Listen, the greatest DBA meeting I've ever been to. This was a good one. This was
Definitely.
phenomenal. Just the engagement. It stinks being online, so I want to be in person. But this one, just the energy. I just really appreciate everybody.
Yeah, it's been a great one.
Awesome. So I think we'll be looking forward to hearing from our middle schools and elementaries at our next DBA to hear the great things they're doing. I do want to put this plug out there, is just reach out to our principals and for our secondaries, for the elementary. Our high school kids always do need community service hours. So even if there's cleanups, things like that, right? Those kind of pieces. Reach out to the school and the sponsors can start trying to help organize those events because the kids do need community service hours as part of the Leadership Academy, and it can support and continue to build that community and feeder pride, right? And so a kid who needs to organize an event, execute it, but that you guys are saying, hey, look, we have an issue with our, let's just say it's your garden, right? We need some kids to come in and really spruce up the garden, things like that. So just kind of reach out that way too. That way we continue to support each other in that space. And want to encourage that before we step out, but we're here to support each other is what I guess I'm saying to close out from that end.
Definitely. Also, I'm part of Scout Troop 861, and I know we probably have a lot of Girl Scout and Scouts BSA troops around. Always looking for Eagle projects. So if you have something that needs done at your school, you can reach out to me, and I will connect you with everybody I know that could help you out there, because those usually can be one to two full day weekend projects, and we've gotten a lot of stuff done that I know of, that like I know of a couple of hill projects and a couple of extra projects, and but that can be like refurbing your garden with new beds or whatever, that stuff's out there. So reach out to us if you need help there.
You're speaking our Hill love language. We need a dugout. We need a dugout bad so that we can host softball games at home.
Okay.
And that's like another way to engage our community and get our Hexter people coming on down to Hill, is if they can just come and watch a game, but they can't come watch a game at Hill because we don't have dugouts for our girls. We got dugouts for boys. So then we got the equality thing too, if you want to throw that in there, but we've got dugouts for our boys on their baseball field. And that's really awesome when we get to have, and the community does come out and watch them play. But we definitely need those dugouts for the girls.
Okay. If you will send me a reminder on that, I can try to hook you up with somebody to get thinking about that.
Yeah, and Miss Freeman, will you do me a favor? Will you send me and Miss Ruiz an email requesting that?
I sure can. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, I'll put it out and again here in a second for anybody else that needs to add anything. We don't want to shut anyone out, but just some reminders again. I'll get the meeting invite out for a couple of weeks to talk about some things. One other thing that we're thinking about and want to get the principal's input on, but we had a suggestion last year on these updates that we do at the meetings. If the principals kind of have to get them already together for their presentations here, maybe if you could send those to us, we could put those into a form that anybody can take a look at if they make the meetings or not. And it could almost be like a blog where we could see, last month's updates, and it could just be a link to like your s'more, if that's what you do. That's the easiest way to do it. And maybe just a couple of bullets at the beginning of your top things, and then read more here. But that's something we were thinking about maybe getting going too, so that especially with something like this, that you can keep getting your updates out and get those communicated. So that's just something we're looking at. But I will get the invite for the meeting in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and then Lane, I want to say we have a Destination Bryan Adams Facebook page. So I really encourage everyone to use that as much as possible. What a great page to be able to go to see all the amazing things going on in our feeder patterns. So please utilize it as much as possible.
Exactly. Yeah, it's if you just Google or search Destination Bryan Adams Facebook or on this page, you should find it pretty easily. Just a group. All right, anyone else? Wow, again, awesome meeting, guys. We'll get the, and again, we have the recording, so we will get that up and out to everybody. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lane, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Great meeting.
Thank
Have a good
you.
evening.
Great meeting.
Oh,
Thanks,
hey, Lane,
guys.
you saved the chat. So will you email that out or?
Yeah, I'll put it on the Facebook page, I guess, is probably
Awesome.
easy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Lane.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks again,
Thanks,
Lane. Really
guys.
appreciate it. Love all the questions. Love the energy.
Great job, y'all. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Good night.